Too long you've been giving away your energy, your power, your focus to everything and everyone that doesn't pour back into you. You've been distracted by noise, by comparison, by trying to be everything to everybody. But let me ask you something. When's the last time you showed up for you? When's the last time your calendar said, this time is for me, this energy is mine, this grind is personal? See, rebuilding doesn't happen in one day. You don't fix years of pain, doubt, failure, and insecurity with a few hours of motivation. Rebuilding is daily. It's discipline. It's choosing yourself when it's easier to stay broken. You've got to stop trying to rebuild around people who broke you, places that drained you, and habits that failed you. This time you build different. This time you build stronger. But let's be clear, rebuilding is not glamorous. It's not cute. It's messy. It's crying at 2 a.m. and still getting up at 6. It's feeling tired but going again. It's losing people who never saw your value in the first place. But guess what? That's part of it. That's how you find out who really deserves to be part of your future, because not everyone can handle your growth. You've got to focus on you every single day like your life depends on it, because it does. You've got to get selfish with your healing, get obsessed with your growth, get hungry for your peace. Because if you don't do it, no one will. People will take your time, your strength, your love, and leave you empty if you don't learn to pour into yourself first. And I get it. It's hard, it's lonely, it's heavy. But you know what's harder? Staying the same. Living every day with regret. Waking up and realizing you never became who you were meant to be because you were too busy pleasing people who never clapped for you. That's pain. That's the slow death of potential. So today, not tomorrow, not next week, today, make a promise to yourself. I will rebuild me. I will protect my energy. I will fight for my future. I will stay focused on me. Not because I'm selfish, but because I matter. You matter. Your dreams matter. Your healing matters. Don't let anyone talk you out of becoming your best self. Rebuilding isn't weakness, it's power. It's the declaration that you're not done yet, that your story isn't over, that the best version of you hasn't even been seen yet. Stop waiting. Stop hoping someone is going to come save you, fix you, or finally give you that approval you've been chasing. That time is gone. That mindset is done. If you're going to rebuild yourself, you need to let go of the idea that someone else is coming to do the work for you. This is your life. This is your journey. And it starts with you looking in the mirror and deciding, once and for all, that you are enough to begin again. No more blaming your past. No more pointing fingers at the people who hurt you. No more sitting in the ashes of your setbacks. You're not waiting on a hero. You are the hero. It's easy to spend your whole life searching for validation, approval from parents, friends, bosses, social media followers. But validation is a trap, because the moment you start building your identity on what people think of you, you give them power over your emotions, your direction, your identity. You will never be free if you're constantly checking the room to see if you're good enough. You'll never rise if your wings are tied to opinions. It's time to break that chain. It's time to step out of the shadows and say, I don't need your permission to rebuild. I don't need your applause to evolve. The process of rebuilding begins when you realize that everything you've been through didn't destroy you. It refined you. The heartbreak, the failure, the loss, the mistakes, they didn't break you. They woke you up. They stripped away the lies and left you with truth. And the truth is, you still have breath in your lungs. You still have fight in your spirit. You still have a future worth fighting for. But none of that will come to life if you keep handing your power away, if you keep looking outward for something that only exists within you. Rebuilding starts when you say, I choose me. Not in arrogance, not in selfishness, but in radical self-respect. You choose your healing. You choose your peace. You choose your standards. And you understand that when you rebuild from within, when you start stacking one honest decision on top of another, you become unstoppable. Because a person who has rebuilt themselves from nothing fears nothing. A person who has faced the fire and walked through it doesn't panic when the storm comes. They remember who they are. And let me tell you something real. This work isn't glamorous. It won't always look good to the outside world. Some days you'll cry. Some days you'll want to quit. Some days you'll feel like nothing's changing. But in those moments, you must remember it's not about perfection. It's about persistence. Every small act of self-respect adds a brick to your new foundation. Every boundary you set, every toxic habit you release, every time you silence that inner critic and choose to move forward anyway, that's growth. That's you building a life no one can take from you. You don't need to announce it to the world. You don't need to post about it or prove anything. Just wake up each day and do the work, quietly, faithfully, relentlessly. And over time, you'll look around and realize you're no longer who you used to be. You've changed, you've risen. You've become someone stronger, wiser, more grounded. That's the reward. That's the result of focusing on you, not for a week, not for a month, but every day. And when the world finally notices and says, wow, how did you do it? You'll smile and say, I stopped waiting. I started healing. I chose me. Not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. Not because I had all the answers, but because I finally understood the question, who am I becoming when no one is watching? And the answer every single day became someone I'm proud of. So if you're broken, if you're lost, if you feel like it's too late, understand this. You are not finished. You are not done. You are standing at the beginning of something powerful, but only if you decide, only if you stop waiting, only if you say enough is enough. Rebuild yourself. Let the focus be on you. Not someday, not maybe, but today. Every day. Until you don't recognize the old version of you anymore. Only the one you were always meant to become. Rebuilding yourself is not an overnight transformation. It's not a single moment of motivation or a burst of energy that fades when life gets hard again. It's not a social media quote or a short-term feeling. Real rebuilding is built on daily discipline, daily commitment, daily focus. It's about showing up for yourself every day, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. You can't change your life in a week, but you can change your direction today. And if you stay consistent with that direction, everything in your life will begin to shift. You don't rebuild yourself through wishes, you rebuild through work. That means you wake up even when you're tired and you do the things that build your mind, body, and spirit. That means you train yourself to stay disciplined, not just when you feel good, but when it's boring, painful, or repetitive. Because the truth is, most people lose not because they don't have dreams, but because they don't have discipline. They want the result, but not the routine. They want the transformation, but not the repetition. But you have to learn to fall in love with the process. You have to embrace the grind. The world will try to distract you. Your phone will try to distract you. People will try to pull your focus toward drama, opinions, gossip, and nonsense. But when you're rebuilding, focus is everything. You don't have time to waste on things that don't elevate you. You don't have space in your life for chaos. You need to protect your focus like your life depends on it. Because it does. The version of you that you're building doesn't have time to explain, doesn't have time to convince, doesn't have time to chase people. That version of you is locked in. That version of you is consistent. That version of you understands that discipline is self-love in action. Discipline isn't punishment, it's power. It's you saying, I'm not going to keep living based on emotions. I'm going to live based on purpose. It's you saying, I don't care how I feel today. I have a standard to meet. That's what separates the average from the elite. That's what separates regret from results. When you wake up early and go to the gym when it's cold and your bed is warm, that's rebuilding. When you sit down to read instead of scrolling for hours, that's rebuilding. When you walk away from toxic conversations, when you choose growth over comfort, when you make yourself a priority every day, that's rebuilding. And it's not always visible. Nobody may clap for you. Nobody may notice. But that doesn't matter. You'll notice. Your life will notice. The powerful thing about daily discipline is that it compounds. Small actions done consistently build massive results over time. You may not feel the change after a day or a week, but keep going. Stay consistent. One day you'll wake up and the anxiety that used to control you will be gone. The self-doubt that used to paralyze you will be quiet. The habits that once destroyed you will be replaced by ones that empower you. You'll look in the mirror and see someone new. Not because you did something big once, but because you did something small every day without giving up. It's not going to be perfect. You'll mess up. You'll miss a day. You'll slip. But you don't stop. You don't throw everything away because of one bad moment. Discipline doesn't mean perfection. It means consistency. Get back up. Get back on track. Forgive yourself quickly and keep moving. Because every time you bounce back, you grow stronger. Every time you refuse to quit, you build resilience. And that resilience becomes your foundation. So if you're serious about rebuilding yourself, you have to stop negotiating with your feelings and start living by your values. You have to stop making decisions based on comfort and start making them based on commitment. You have to own your mornings, protect your evenings, and be mindful of how you spend your days, because your days build your life. And if you can discipline your day, you can rebuild your future. Rebuilding yourself isn't about proving anyone wrong, it's about proving yourself right. It's about becoming who you know deep down. You're capable of being, and the only way to get there is through daily discipline. No shortcuts, no excuses, just showing up every day for yourself. Not once, not sometimes, every single day. That's how you win. That's how you rebuild. That's how you become unstoppable. You cannot rebuild yourself while still holding on to the same things that broke you. That's the hard truth. You can't grow in the same environment that damaged your confidence. You can't evolve while still clinging to habits, people, and mindsets that are dragging you down. One of the most critical steps in rebuilding is learning how to let go. Let go of what no longer serves you. Let go of the pain, the guilt, the blame, and the attachments that keep you stuck in the same cycle. You cannot move forward if your feet are still tied to your past. So many people want a new life but are afraid to leave the old one behind. They want peace, but keep choosing chaos. They want freedom, but stay loyal to their chains, and the reason is comfort, familiarity, the fear of change. But let me tell you something real. The life you want requires sacrifice. You will never reach your full potential while holding on to what's destroying you. You can't rise while you're dragging weight that was never meant for you. You must be willing to clean house, mentally, emotionally, physically, and remove what's holding you back, even if it's hard, even if it hurts. Letting go doesn't mean you hate the people who hurt you. It means you love yourself enough to stop letting their actions define your worth. It means you no longer allow your identity to be shaped by someone else's opinions, betrayals, or limitations. Some of the people around you may have been part of your story, but not everyone is meant to be part of your future. And it's okay. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to distance yourself from environments that no longer align with the person you're becoming. That's not selfish. That's necessary. And it's not just people you have to let go of, it's habits too. If your routine is filled with things that numb your mind, waste your time, or weaken your discipline, then you're feeding your downfall. You can't rebuild your body with junk. You can't rebuild your spirit with negativity. You can't rebuild your purpose while binge-watching distractions and avoiding the real work. Every day, you're either feeding the new you or keeping the old you alive. You've got to choose. You've got to be honest with yourself. What are you going on to that's holding you back? The same goes for your thoughts. You can't rebuild yourself while constantly entertaining doubt. That inner voice that tells you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, it has to go. You got to challenge it. You got to talk back to it with truth. Remind yourself of what you've overcome. Remind yourself of what you've survived. Remind yourself of your potential, your resilience, and your power. Because the most dangerous lies are the ones we tell ourselves. And the most powerful transformation happens when we start telling ourselves a new story. Letting go is not weakness, it's strength. It takes strength to release what's comfortable. It takes strength to stand alone. It takes strength to admit that something isn't working and walk away. But that strength is what builds the new you. That strength is the foundation of your comeback. You're not rebuilding from a place of perfection. You're rebuilding from the rubble. And that's okay. In fact, that's beautiful. Because when you rebuild after letting go, you're no longer building on broken pieces. You're building on truth, on clarity, on wisdom, and nothing is more solid than that. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control what you allow to stay. You can't change your past, but you can stop repeating it. You can't fix people who don't want to change, but you can remove their influence from your life. And that's how you take your power back. That's how you start to shift. That's how you begin to rebuild from the inside out. So today, take a hard look at your life. Ask yourself, what's weighing me down? Who or what am I giving my energy to that isn't giving anything back? Where am I stuck? Not because I can't move, but because I'm afraid to let go. And then make the decision, the hard but necessary decision to release. Release with peace. Release with purpose. Because every time you let go of something toxic, you create room for something better. You create room for healing. You create room for joy. You create room for the version of you that's been waiting to emerge. Rebuilding starts with release. Let go so you can rise. Let go so you can breathe. Let go so you can become everything you're always meant to be. Your energy is your life force. It fuels your mind, your body, your emotions, your purpose. And yet too many people give it away carelessly, without thought, without protection. They wake up in the morning and immediately check their phones, absorb the noise of the world, let other people's problems become their own, and by the time the day truly begins, they're already drained. You cannot rebuild yourself if your energy is scattered. You cannot build anything solid if you are constantly depleted by distractions, drama, or people who only take from you. If you're going to rebuild, if you're serious about becoming your best self, then you must protect your energy and your time like your future depends on it, because it does. Every time you give your time to something that doesn't matter, you steal it from something that does. Every time you argue with someone who isn't trying to understand you, you rob your peace. Every time you try to prove your worth to someone who's committed to misunderstanding you, you delay your progress. Your focus is not infinite, your energy is not unlimited. And if you waste it on the wrong things, you won't have anything left for the things that could truly transform your life. You need to stop saying yes to everyone. Stop letting guilt and fear keep you in cycles of overgiving and underliving. People will take from you as long as you let them. Not because they're evil, but because you've trained them that your time is free, your energy is available 24/7, and your boundaries don't matter. But that ends now. Rebuilding yourself means building stronger walls around your focus. Not to keep everyone out, but to keep the wrong things from stealing your momentum. You need to be intentional about where your energy goes. That means examining your circle. Are the people around you lifting you up or tearing you down? Are they helping you grow or keeping you small? You can't grow in an environment that's not fertile. You can't become your highest self while surrounding yourself with low vibrations. That's not judgment, it's wisdom. And sometimes the bravest thing you'll ever do is walk away from people who once felt like home because you realize they're not your future. Protecting your energy also means managing your habits. What are you feeding your mind every day? What kind of content are you consuming? What conversations are you engaging in? Are they fueling your dreams or feeding your doubts? You have to guard your inputs because they shape your thoughts, and your thoughts shape your life. You can't think clearly if your mental space is cluttered with noise. Rebuilding requires clarity. And clarity comes when you start being selective about what enters your mind and who gets access to your presence. Your time is sacred. You only get 24 hours in a day. That's it. You can't afford to waste it living someone else's story. You can't afford to spend it in regret, comparison, or distractions. You have goals. You have visions. You have a purpose. And you will never reach it by accident. You need to schedule your priorities, not just prioritize your schedule. You need to put time on your calendar for what matters most, your growth, your peace, your progress. And you need to protect that time like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. People might not understand. They might say you've changed. And you have. Because the old you said yes to everything. The old you tolerated disrespect. The old you allowed your energy to be drained because you were afraid of disappointing others. But the new you knows better. The new you understands that protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's survival, it's leadership, it's self-respect. When you protect your energy, you become more powerful. You start showing up more fully. You become sharper, clearer, more creative, more present. You stop reacting to everything and start responding with wisdom. You stop getting pulled into pointless arguments, unnecessary drama, or meaningless distractions. You become focused, aligned, and unshakable. That's the power of guarding your time and your spirit. So if you're rebuilding yourself, if you're stepping into a new chapter of your life, make this one of your top priorities. Protect your energy and your time. Audit your environment. Set boundaries. Be unapologetic about your focus. The world may not understand it at first, but your future self will thank you. Because the energy you save today is the strength you build with tomorrow, and you're going to need every ounce of it to become everything you were born to be. Growth is not glamorous. Rebuilding yourself isn't always inspiring. It's messy, uncomfortable, and sometimes downright painful. It's not about posting quotes and pretending to be motivated. It's about waking up every single day and doing the hard things, even when no one's watching, even when it doesn't feel good. If you're serious about becoming someone new, someone stronger, someone wiser, then you must accept this truth. Growth comes with pain, and that pain is not punishment. It's preparation. It's the shaping of your character, the sharpening of your will, the refining of your purpose. It's not meant to break you. It's It's meant to build you. We live in a world that wants quick results. Everybody wants to be great, but few are willing to go through the process that greatness requires. And the process is uncomfortable. It's filled with setbacks, failures, moments of self-doubt, and long stretches of silence where it feels like nothing is working. That's where most people quit. Not because they aren't capable, but because they expected ease. They thought growth was going to be a straight line, but real rebuilding is full of detours and dead ends. It's about getting hit, falling down, and still choosing to rise with the same fire. You will be tested. You will face situations that challenge every part of your identity. You will be stretched beyond what you thought you could handle. But that's the process. That's how strength is built. Muscles grow through resistance, and so does your mind. Every hard moment you survive is another brick in your foundation. You are not weak because you struggle. You are strong because you keep moving anyway. The pain you feel in the process of rebuilding is not a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're doing the work.
Think about who you want to become.
That version of you doesn't come without sacrifice. That version of you doesn't come from comfort zones and easy choices. That version of you is shaped in the fire by doing things you don't want to do, facing fears you've been avoiding, and refusing to give up on yourself even when you're tired, even when it's hard, even when it hurts. It's about discipline. It's about grit. It's about pushing forward when quitting feels easy. There will be days when you question everything. Days when you wonder if all this work is worth it. Days when progress feels invisible. But that's exactly why most people never change. They stop right before the breakthrough. They walk away because it doesn't look like it's working. But growth isn't always visible at first. Some of your most powerful breakthroughs will come after long seasons of silence. Some of your biggest wins will come right after your hardest battles. That's the beauty of rebuilding. It's a slow process with a powerful payoff. You must learn to embrace the discomfort, not just tolerate it. Embrace it. Learn to see the pain as a signal that you're growing. Learn to sit with the uncomfortable feelings without running back to old habits. Learn to use the pain as fuel instead of a reason to stop. Every struggle, every setback, every sleepless night is part of your preparation. You're not being buried, you're being planted. And when the time is right, everything you've been working toward will start to bloom. There's a version of you that exists on the other side of your pain. A version of you that is stronger, wiser, more grounded, more confident. But you can't skip the process to get there. You can't avoid the pain and expect the progress. You can't take shortcuts to character. The pain of growth is the price you pay for transformation. And the reward is not just a better life, it's a better you. So don't run from the pain. Don't numb it. Don't deny it. Face it. Stand in it. Let it mold you. Let it teach you. Let it make you unbreakable. Because once you've walked through the fire and kept going, there's nothing life can throw at you that will shake you again. Rebuilding yourself is hard, but staying the same is harder. Choose your heart. Choose the growth. Choose the process. The pain you embrace today becomes the power you carry tomorrow. And that's how you rise. That's how you rebuild. That's how you become unstoppable. Every single day, you have a choice to make. You can choose to focus on everything and everyone around you, spreading yourself thin, trying to meet expectations, please others, and keep up appearances, or you can choose to focus on yourself. And this isn't about selfishness. This is about survival. This is about peace. This is about becoming the version of you that finally lives with purpose, with confidence, with direction. If you're serious about rebuilding your life, then you must make a daily commitment to put yourself first. Not once in a while, not just when life gets quiet, but every single day without fail.
You have to make yourself a priority. Not because you're better than anyone else, but because you've spent too much of your life putting yourself last. You've given so much of your time, your energy, your attention to other people's problems, other people's needs, other people's goals, and now you're running on empty. You can't pour into anyone if you're constantly drained. You can't be who you were meant to be if you're lost in everyone else's life. Rebuilding starts with refocusing. You have to pull your focus back from the chaos, back from the distractions, and bring it home to you. And this isn't just about taking a break or treating yourself. This is about structure, discipline, routine. You need to schedule your time like your life depends on it. Because it does. You need to wake up with intention. Speak words to yourself that build your belief. Move your body. Read. Think. Reflect. Check in with your goals. Protect your mental space. Feed your mind with truth. You need to do this daily, not just when you feel motivated, because motivation fades, but a daily habit, that's how legacies are built. There will be pressure to shift your focus. People will try to pull you back into their drama.
You'll be tempted to check your phone, scroll mindlessly, compare your journey to someone else's highlight reel. You'll feel guilt for saying no, for choosing rest, for walking away from the noise. But here's the truth. Focus isn't about ignoring the world, it's about choosing what matters most. And you matter. Your peace matters, your healing matters, your vision matters. And if that makes people uncomfortable, that's not your problem. When you choose to focus on yourself every day, you begin to take back control. You stop living reactively. You stop letting the day control you, and you start controlling the day. You make decisions based on your purpose, not pressure. You start to see the patterns that have been keeping you stuck. You notice the habits that sabotage your progress. You hear the thoughts that have been limiting your potential. That awareness is power. And once you have that power, you can start to make real change. This isn't about being perfect. There will be days when you mess up. Days when your focus slips. That's okay. What matters most is that you keep returning to yourself. Keep realigning. Keep coming back to your center. The journey of rebuilding isn't about speed. It's about consistency. It's about showing up for yourself again and again, until one day you look around and realize you're no longer living in survival mode. You're thriving. You're aligned. You're whole. And the beautiful thing is, when you focus on yourself, everything else begins to fall into place. You start attracting better relationships because you no longer tolerate the wrong ones. You start making better decisions because you're grounded in who you are. You start seeing opportunities that were always there, but were blocked by distraction and self-doubt. You begin to live from a place of power, not pressure. From clarity, not confusion. From abundance, not lack. So make the decision today to focus on you, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Not just when you're alone, but when the world is loud. Not just when you feel ready, but even when you don't. Focus on your healing. Focus on your growth. Focus on your peace. Focus on your future. And don't apologize for it, because the strongest version of you, the one who changes everything, that version is only built when you commit fully and completely to making yourself a priority. Every single day. Rebuilding yourself is not something you do once and walk away from. It's not a one-time decision, and it's definitely not a quick fix. It's a lifelong commitment, a daily choice, a constant journey of becoming. You don't just wake up one morning and find yourself healed, focused, and transformed. You earn that life by choosing every single day to keep showing up for yourself, even when you're tired, even when it hurts, even when progress feels slow. It's about doing the work over and over, even when nobody's clapping, even when nobody's watching. Because the process isn't about them, it's about you. This journey is personal. It's sacred. It's yours. There will be days when you feel like nothing is changing. You'll question whether it's all worth it. You'll look around and wonder why the pain hasn't stopped, why the weight still feels heavy, why you're not further along. But those are the days that matter most. Not the easy days, not the wins, the hard days. Because those are the days that shape you. That's when your character is built. That's when the deep internal rebuilding happens. The growth that truly transforms you isn't loud, it's quiet, slow, unglamorous. It happens behind closed doors. It happens in the decisions no one sees. It happens in the moments you choose to keep going when you could have given up. You must stop waiting for the right time, the perfect moment, or a sudden burst of motivation to begin again. Start now. Start messy. Start with what you have where you are. Progress isn't linear. Some days you'll take big leaps, other days you'll take small steps. And sometimes you'll just stand your ground and not go backward. And that's okay. That's still movement. That's still effort. You rebuild one choice at a time, one thought at a time, one action at a time. Consistency is what makes the difference between dreaming about change and actually living it. You can read all the quotes, watch all the videos, and write down all the goals you want, but if you don't show up every day and take real action, nothing changes. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means refusing to stay down when life knocks you over. It means reminding yourself of your purpose when you forget. It means choosing discipline over distraction, choosing growth over comfort, and choosing yourself again and again. And when it gets tough, and it will, you have to hold on to your why. Why did you start this journey? What are you trying to become? Who are you rebuilding for? When the emotions fade and the excitement disappears, it's your reason, your purpose that will keep you going. You can't rely on motivation. It's too temporary. You have to build your life on commitment, on vision, on a decision that you make every morning, every hour, if necessary, that says, I will not give up on myself. You don't have to make giant leaps every day. You just have to keep moving forward. Keep reading. Keep learning. Keep showing up. Keep making better choices. Keep protecting your peace. Keep letting go of what no longer serves you. Keep focusing on what matters. And don't worry if it feels slow. Slow progress is still progress. And the truth is, anything that lasts takes time to build. You're not just creating a better year, you're creating a better life. That takes effort, patience, and most of all, consistency. One day, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. You'll see that all those little actions added up. You'll recognize the strength you gained by simply not quitting, the clarity you found by focusing on yourself, the peace you created by protecting your energy, and the person you became by showing up for yourself over and over even when it was hard. That's when you'll understand the true power of consistency. That's when you'll realize that the life you wanted wasn't found in one big moment. It was built in the quiet daily decision to keep going. So don't stop. Don't slow down. Don't wait for perfect. Rebuild with purpose. Rebuild with patience. And most of all, rebuild with consistency. Because the version of you that you're becoming, they're worth every single effort you make today. Keep choosing you. Keep showing up every day, no matter what. That's how transformation happens. That's how greatness is built. That's how you rise.